just when we thought the pool couldn't get any deeper, we got Mike Tomlin out here stepping down. Is he about to step up? All right, we got to make the call. My God, the pool is deep. That's all I gotta say. It's time for us to get our Michael Phelps in there, and I guess we'll also talk about how terrible the team was, this past season. But more exciting, all right, as hypothetical situations where Mike Tomlin could be our coach. All right, we'll cover it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. We are live. It is Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! J-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! There you go, Woody!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Woody, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green meets Woody.
Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, and you already know we are Woody, rocking everywhere. Right there, my man. I don't know if he's throwing up gang signs, what he doing right now, but he is the boy who became king, Mr. None other than Paul Esden Jr. in the building, loving the energy before we even got the show going. Shout out to our guy, Lou B, the Super Jets fan, saying exactly what's on my mind right now. Come on now. I mean, I don't know who we got to call. All right, who we got to speak to. Brick Johnson, are you watching this show? Pick up your cell phone. Pick up your daddy's cell phone and make the call, Brick. Come on now. We need a coach in this facility.
So you're saying we definitely should have changed the topic from Jets analysts hand out full 2025 report cards for the offense and should have switched it over to some Mike Tomlin buzz actors, what you're saying?
No. We're going to talk about both. We're going to talk about our sorry-ass team when we're done talking about this.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. Woody, you gave me normally, for those who don't know, and you wouldn't know unless you have infiltrated our text like the FBI, you wouldn't know that for these kind of shows, we plan out our shows. Me and Woody have these production meetings. We're like, oh, man, what are some of the things we want to cover this offseason? Here are some things. And then we'll set all that up. And then an hour before the show, I'm like, Woody, there was breaking news. We need to call an audible. We need to switch to this. I'll make the graphics. I'll switch it up. We need to do this. This is what people are going to be talking about. So that's normally me. That's my role. That's normally what I do. I blow it all up. Says, you know what? I know we're going to talk about this. Let's talk about this. And then I get a text from Woody. Ba-ding! Hey, whoa, Mike Tomlin, we got to talk about it. I don't know what we're doing, but we should do it.
Is this supposed to be me? Goddamn. How many cigarettes did I have before I said
hey, Paul, this is what we need to do, brother, on this. And I was like, I don't know, man. And then you're like, I don't know. And then now here we are in the show. So here's just to put it blunt. Is every time a coach gets okay, first off, let me just say this. AG's safe. He's not getting fired. So now that that's been thrown out there a million times in the universe, is every time a coach going to be fired? Oh, well, boy, AG.
You say a coach like this is just some rinky-dink coach. This is a top 5 coach, someone who's never even had a losing season. It's a market. The floor has been elevated dramatically. This is not just any type of coach. No one was saying, Mike McDaniel, had a farm, EIEI. No one's talking about Mike McDaniel, but we talking about Mike Tomlin because that is big potatoes. That is, because I keep, when I talk about Gerard Mayo and how easy it was for them to just throw him out like trash and pick up Mike Vrabel. That's what everyone always says is, Mike Vrabel, he had a resume. Now you getting coaches with resumes. You getting Mike Tomlin. You getting John Harbaugh, and you guys are still sleep at the wheel. There's some of you that, I mean, you just, accept, like, it's out of my hands. Obviously, we all asking Woody or Britt to make the call. But you're actually like, not like, if you had the choice, if you were in charge, you literally wouldn't pick up the phone. And that's disgusting.
Okay.
It's shameful. It's shameful.
Would you take pride that you've changed my mind?
Did I?
Well, I'll say it right now. You want me to pick up the phone? You want me to call Tomlin? Fine. You've convinced me. You know what? Fine. Let's call Tomlin. Let's see what he says. Because we have a defensive coordinator opening with his name on it. And if he wants it, he can have it. It's vacant. Yeah. Steve Wilkes fired. He has some sort of a defensive background. Just get his resume, email it to me, paulashnjr@gmail.com. I'll review it. I'll take a gander. No promises, but we do have a DC open.
It's literally laughable. That's laughable. Because I didn't think that
sure.
I changed your mind. You are one of the most stubborn people out there, but that's literally disrespectful.
Oh.
That he's going to be Aaron Glenn. Who is Aaron Glenn? Who is Aaron Glenn? Other than the second worst coach in the history of one of the worst franchises in all of professional sports.
Second worst in all of sports?
No, I said second worst.
Okay.
Of the worst franchise in all of professional sports, the New York Jets.
You think he's the second worst coach we've ever had? I think we need to have some conversations.
That's hey.
Okay, give it to me. So who's the worst? Who's the worst in your mind?
Cote. Talking about.
Okay. What about Lou Holtz?
Not worse than AG.
He left before the end
Better
of the
December than AG. I'll tell you that, because AG had the worst of all time. Worst of all time. Okay. There's
Adam Gase. What about Adam Gase's 2-14 year?
Gase was balling in December. That was his month. Ho ho ho! Come on now. Beat him up.
You're saying the worst coaches of all time. So I'm factoring all Jets coaches, not just first year guys, all of them ever. Yeah. And Adam Gase
first of all, Adam Gase's first year, he was 7-6 with his chosen QB. What was AG with his chosen QB?
What did they? Okay, so 7-6. What did they start that season, Woody, with Adam Gase?
They didn't have their chosen QB. That's what I'm saying. They didn't. I'm saying when he had his chosen QB, he was 7-6. That's a winning record. AG, he had his chosen QB. We're gonna coach up Justin Fields. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do all that. 0-7. 0-7. The fact that you defending this man so much, it actually makes me sick. I don't know if you guys are blood relatives or something, like that's why you feel this need, but like this dude absolutely stinks. And finally, I'm seeing the fan base starting to come around, because I know in these comments, like I see, like obviously, the comments are coming from my page and your page, so it's like your followers, and you just brainwash them, right? Like it's like a cult, in the drinking that Kool-Aid. Oh, hey, gee, he's so good, he's gonna turn it around. But my God, put up this photo right here. My God, Jet News holds 30,000 Instagram followers, and I'm glad to know 85% see the lights. You guys see the light. You understand that AG is a bona fide bum. I'll say it again one more time, just for the people in the back. A bona fide bum. And you guys are now ready to kind of push him aside and call up a real head coach, because I don't know about you. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being the butt of the joke.
So a quick follow-up here on this. So I wish I had this clip. It would be even better, but I'll just direct quote it. Woody, we've done polls over the years. How long have we been doing the show together?
Oh, probably like 2 years. I feel like we coming up on the 2-year anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary. Whoops, didn't get you anything. Anywho, so let's go like somewhere in the beginning of the first year. We used to do polls and all kinds of engagement all the time. And I'd be like, look what the poll says. And you used to come out and say like, the people don't know bleep. And you said customer's always wrong and all this other jazz you used to say. And it was you versus the people all the time. But now that the people agree with you, you're like, look at the people. Look at the people. It's interesting. That's a quick pivot, a quick swerve for Woody. Swerve.
We haven't had a poll in almost 2 years. I can't even remember the last.
So you don't
poll.
Remember saying any of that. You don't remember.
I'm telling you that you said a quick pivot. I don't know if 2 years is quick. Because to me, that's a long time. And maybe that's probably the problem. because 2 years is quick for you. So, oh yeah, just give Aaron Glenn 2 years. That don't matter, but it does matter because 2 years is a long time. 2 years wasted. Okay, so the fact that I thought people would be, again, on this, like if you look at the comments right now, of course, there's a whole bunch of people. Come on, AG, give him 3 more years. Come on, right? The pom brigade, you've brainwashed them. But I'm talking about now Jet News. His 30,000, they have seen the light. So just, helps me understand Jet Nation as a whole is just not.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, for all the wrong reasons. Jet News, I love you, but I also have seen some of your Aaron Rodgers posts the last couple of days. It's getting weird, man. It's getting weird. Okay, he's an ex-girlfriend. Get over it. It's over. To say, oh boy, if we could have, come on, Jet News. So I'm gonna be honest. Fake this. I don't know if I love what's all happening here on the recent Jet News posts. I'm not sure I'm going to agree with their fans at this point in time coming up here. And by the way, real quick on Tomlin, do you know the last time that he was the head coach of a team that won a playoff game?
Yeah, more recently than we've even been to the playoffs.
So that's the bar. Interesting. You're trying to tell me about
upgrades. When was the last time? I'm literally about to have a heart attack live on YouTube. AG literally stinks. He won 3 games. Mike Tomlin in his life hasn't had a losing season. There's no comparison. There's
the regular season. Season. If you look at, okay, let's have this Mike Tomlin conversation, okay? He won a Super Bowl with Bill Cowher's team. That's it. And then since after that ran out and he had Ben Roethlisberger, a Hall of Fame quarterback on a silver platter, he's been mediocre. He's just won a bunch of games in the regular season and then did nothing. He hasn't won a playoff game since the regular season of 2016, and the year was 2017 when they won a wild card game. They haven't won since. So, why do you think they're running Mike Tomlin out of town? That's what I don't get with certain people in our audience that just say, oh, upgrade. Well, why? Why did the Ravens get rid of Harbaugh? Why did the Steelers get rid of Tomlin? Or
they have different goals. They literally have different goals than us. Okay, we're in 2 completely different situations. The New York Jets are an absolute dumpster fire of a franchise. We have not even played a game past the first week in January in 15 years. So you bring in somebody to automatically elevate the floor of the franchise, somebody who actually you can spend $95 million and people will actually want to come. They're like, damn, I love this coach. I'll play for him. That's why you spend the money on the coach and elevate your team. If, 5 years of Tomlin and you're still getting winning records, still making the playoffs, and you can't win playoff games, then we elevate from there. But you need that launch pad. AG is not a launch pad. AG is a sewer rat. We're not going anywhere with him. For you to scoff at Mike Tomlin winning seasons every year when you have not seen a winning season for 10 years. And you're, oh my God.
That was the last time you won a playoff game.
This is win seasons. Okay, you can't do that, Boy Green. We can't do that. We cannot do it. We have not done it. We have not done it in 10 years. And you're going to scoff at somebody who does it every year, time in and time out. Does that make sense to you? It does?
So let me ask you a question, Woody, if I may. What do you think the chances are? So for folks who missed it, I guess we sort of skipped over that. But for folks who missed it, Mike Tomlin stepped down / their parting ways. There is conflicting reports. I see we have this question all the way at the beginning. Me and Woody were actually talking about this before the show because I love the question. So Dunk Lloyd, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, appreciate you, Dunk. You say, is he, Tomlin, hitting the market or stepping down from coaching? Completely conflicting reports from massive reliable sources. ESPN, Brooke Pryor, who covers the Steelers for ESPN, says Tomlin has 2 years left on his deal. Any new team that he would go to if he doesn't choose to step away. I see there's some rumors that he'll step away or do media or anything. I haven't seen anything official on that. If you guys have, super chat it in and I'd love to highlight it. Okay. But so there's conflicting reports. ESPN reports 2 years left. He's got to be traded. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network says hot free agent. He's on the market. So I don't know what's the truth. I'm not sure. I'm sure that may change some of your perspectives out there. Some of you may want to trade for him and you don't give a bleep, get a head coach in and pay the iron price. It's happened throughout history. Now, when prominent coaches are traded, it's normally for buco action. Think about them all. John Gruden, Bill Belichick, who else? Sean Payton more recently just happened. So and they're first round picks and all kinds of crazy action that occasionally is included in this. And then with Wudi being Tomlin's wingman here, he has all these credentials on his resume, which would merit perhaps some of that crazy compensation. So again, that part's unclear. But let me ask you a question, Wudi. Now that Tomlin has stepped down, he's not going to be the Steelers head coach. Long story short, we can work on the word salad. What do you think the chances are that the Jets would fire Aaron Glenn right now to go get Tomlin?
Well, unfortunately, most likely zero, because this is the dumbest franchise in the world.
So what are we doing here?
It's a dumb. Well, it's just we can start a movement. Brick, he's on social media.
Thank you, Brick.
If Brick is watching, all right,
subscriber probably. Yeah.
Just pick up your daddy's phone. That's all I'm saying. I mean, here's the thing, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Right? Everyone's like, "Fire Wudi, fire Wudi."
Yeah,
I'm not saying that. Put him on
fire.
This is the best comment we're gonna see all day. Is Fighter Jets comment at Austin 316. Do what the Knicks did. All right, just hire stability, elevate the franchise. You're at the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna get an aneurysm dealing with people like you, boy, because you just made this argument that just Scott. Oh my God, this guy has won, but he hasn't gone all the way in however many years. They have been in the playoffs. They've been winning games this whole time while we've been. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why are you turning your face around as if they're not winning games all the time?
Not playoff games.
The Ravens were just in the AFC Championship. I'm talking about more than just Mike Tomlin. I'm talking about all of these coaches that people have some shit to say about that are crystal clearly better than Aaron Glenn. You stabilize the franchise, get us to a point where we're actually respectable, and from there, if they outlive their usefulness, boom, we elevate, we upgrade. But right now, we're not even close to any of that. And you're comfortable with that. You sleep at night. Oh, I'm a Jets fan. I'm so excited to waste my entire season cheering for a 3-win team. And then you're okay with that. And that's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting how okay you guys are with losing.
You just have to understand the vision, Wudi. And Aaron Glenn has sold that vision to Wudi and Brick. There's bricks
right
everywhere.
now. Brick wasn't there, man. Brick wasn't there. I refuse to believe that Brick was there.
Yeah. So Aaron Glenn gave this pitch, this spiel of what he believes is going to happen this offseason. Wudi apparently liked what he heard. He was pissed off after the season. And Aaron Glenn, I need answers. And apparently Aaron Glenn gave answers because AG's still here. He's still the 8C of the NYJ. I see we have a super chat from Lou B, a guy we both love. Let's give some shout out to Lou B here.
Wow.
By the way, Lou B, you're up to 8 raffle tickets this month for our contest. Appreciate you. We'll get more into that later. Imagine after next year's tailgate, we win. It's called Tomlin. Wudi, please talk to boy Wudi Glenn Green Johnson. Hello.
I'm trying my best. I'm literally trying my best, but boy, I don't even know if the boy has ears.
You're not convincing me. You're convincing me.
What is the point of the headphones?
I don't make the decisions.
If you're not even listening, I don't even think the boy has ears. Lou B, so
they're hidden. They're hidden. But again, you don't have to convince me. Okay. And I don't know even if that would be a win for you if you're able to convince me. It's about convincing Wudi. And you and Jake Asman and anyone else in the universe have been screaming fire on Glenn for months. It obviously didn't work. So it's over. He's the head coach. He's coming back. And I like the conviction from Wudi. I'm glad he's not wishy-washy. I'm glad he's not the next hot thing becomes available and he just dumps agents and says, this. What would it look like if last year he fires a coach midseason? Then this year, I'll fire another coach. What are we going to be, David Tepper and the Carolina Panthers who's firing coaches left and right? No. What about some gas jar? You want stability? Stability is picking your guy and sticking with him. And we're going to ride this.
That's what we've been doing. And I already told you about breaking that stupid hamster wheel. That's what the last 5 Jets coaches besides Adam Gase. He's the only outlier. Hiring a DC first-time head coach, giving them 4 years. We wasted 4 years. That's what it's been. Put up that other graphic right now. Put up that other one.
All right.
All right,
Oh wait,
'cause-
sorry, Lou B. I'm going to hide your comment here so we can see what this is. But thank you for the super chat.
All right, you want to talk about the Texans, right? You want to say, oh, we fired a coach last year, we're going to fire another one this
No,
year.
let me hide
Right?
the
The
banner as
Texans
well.
did
1
exactly
second.
that.
Okay.
They fired David Culley, then they fired Lovie Smith. Then what happened? They picked up D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryan, he might be in the AFC Championship this year. They literally have been they've won a playoff game each of the last 3 seasons. So yes, if you want to win, stop wasting time with people who are clearly not the answer. David Culley won more games than Aaron Glenn and did not finish the year looking as terrible as the New York Jets did. And yet he lost his job, and we touting up AG. All right. The Carolina Panthers, who you climbing on, they just had the game of the postseason with the Rams.
They lost.
Okay. And how many playoff games did the Jets play in the last 15 years?
No.
I don't understand that. What is the point of, oh, they didn't win the Super Bowl when you have not been close? What is the point of that? What is the point of that?
What do you mean? I don't understand your follow up of we haven't been close to the Super Bowl. So what?
Because you're looking at teams that lost in the playoffs and acting like that's a bad thing when we have not even been to the playoffs. Like they are doing things that we would like to do. We're trying to get there. Is that not true? Are you trying to get to the playoffs?
I'd rather not go to the playoffs and lose like the Steelers are every year. I'd rather be us than the Steelers.
Well, then there's a problem in itself. I can't say anything else.
So you're telling me if I can give you the last, what would that be? 10 years. I mean, it's been 10 years. So the last 10 years of Steelers football where they haven't won a playoff game, just like us. You'd rather have that than what we've had.
Then the last 10 years of being the worst team in the NFL? Yes.
Well,
what are you talking about? Can you answer that question in the comments? Because I need to see how many people have common sense.
They are in
answer that in the comments. Would you for the last 10 years, would you rather be the Steelers or the New York losing bum ass Jets? Yeah, I need to know.
But the Steelers are losing. They're losing just as much, but they're losing.
They're not losing just as much.
Actually,
they're not.
They are in terms of playoffs. Here's the worst place to be in sports. It's called purgatory. It's being in the middle, and the middle is this 8-8, or in their case, because he's been 500 a few times, but he's never been below 500. So 8-8, 9-8. This new world where there's 17 games, and he's picking 18th, 19th, 20th every year, and they can't do anything in the draft. They suck at drafting. So they're doing nothing in the draft. They're not saving themselves. They're not doing anything. And they're just constant. They're stuck in this whirlwind of mediocrity. And people are all like, oh, Paul, they've had winning seasons every year. And yes, they have. And that is better than the Jets. But the Jets and their shit is not the bar compared to what they're doing. The fact of the matter is that they are just spinning in circles. They are having their own Steelers fans have been begging for Mike Tomlin to be fired. And now in this reverse upside down, while they're asking for him to be fired, we're flipped to the upside down to the other side, begging for Tomlin. I'm just saying there has to be a connective tissue in between, which we could call the abyss between these two realities, which don't make sense.
You've been watching too much Stranger Things. I mean, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. It's very clear that the Steelers have been a better team. Like it's not even close. And
I'd rather have top 10 pick swings than being one and done in the playoffs every year.
All right, well, you're in the right place, buddy, because that's what you keep getting, and you're not doing shit with them. So, I guess we can let's talk about this top 10. Team, talk about the offense, how great it was, give it some grades, and talk about why you're so proud of this team.
Well, if this is an episode about why I'm so proud of the team, well, you've come to the wrong place, folks, because Captain Optimism or Positivity King.
That's who you want. That's what you mean. You're so proud. You're so proud. My God, what are you talking about?
That's not going to happen on today's show.
Every year. Top 10 pick every year. That's you, Boy Green. Come on now. Show your pride.
No.
Show your pride.
We're misrepresenting. I said if I had the choice between being one and done in the playoffs and taking top 10 swings, in this case, we're picking number 2 overall. So yippee. So we're having a chance to get ourselves out of the hole. The Steelers have not been able to dig themselves out of the hole of being in the same place. It's the same thing. Wild card loss. The last 3 years, it's the same thing over and over again. They did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers this year that they did with Justin Fields last year. One and done. Nothing. It's the same thing. I would be like in a bizarro world, like it's a Spider-Man meme of my life if I'm a Steelers fan. Wait, all of these years are the same. It's the same thing over and over again, which I have to imagine is absolutely nauseating. So no, if people want optimism and stuff as we're going through the show, unfortunately, I have to give a slice of reality that I don't think a lot of people are going to like if we're grading the offense this year. The offense was terrible, as we'll go through position by position here. So,
but it's still great because we get a top 10 pick. What a big swing! Wow, what a big swing! That's so exciting.
So you don't think
it's the same thing every year? Top 10 pick, top 10 pick, top 10 pick. But
do you know how many number 2 overall picks have we had in the last 25 years?
Is it just 2? Like
yes, 100%. It is just 2. So while top 10 pick.
Yeah, but what are you talking? How many top 10 picks have we had in the last 25 years? You talking about
a lot. But the point is that the number 2 overall pick is a valuable commodity. This could help them get out of the rut that they're in. They've only had it twice in the last 25 years.
Wow, and how did it go the first time? How was it the first time?
Not ideal.
It was great. Did we win a season or anything? Did we do anything of value?
We didn't.
Okay. So this one, yes, this one's gonna be better.
But this one's gonna be different.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's crazy how you guys delude yourselves. This cult.
We'll do this for my boy John.
Oh my God! Thank you. Throw up this super chat. Throw up this super chat right now. Come on now. Let's go. I've actually been seeing the comments. I've been seeing you guys. It actually makes me feel so much better that you guys have common sense. Because I was really concerned that I'm living on a planet with all these people that don't have common sense. But it seems to just be BG that he's just saying some nonsense. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Easy. So Zedward now. You got aliens? Okay. I respect it.
Yeah, right. I guess we just sort of called him out there with what he was. But Easy, either way, you're up to 2 raffle tickets now for a contest, so thank you. I'd rather be a Steelers fan than Jet Fat now. Although I guess we're all Jet Fat, getting stuffed with losses like a pinata.
Hey, yo.
So appreciate that, Easy. Thank you kindly on the program. Appreciate you. So on this episode, the scheduled episode of Boy Green Meets Woody, we're supposed to be the professors. So we're supposed to give our report cards for the variety of positions on the offense. And Thursday, we'll do defense. That episode's already up. Not that we've done it. We don't have a time machine or DeLorean driving at certain miles per hour, but that link is up. So you guys know what the show will be on Thursday. Outside of more breaking news, we'll see if another head coach gets fired that the Jets won't hire. But Woody, let's start off with the quarterbacks. What's your What's your grade for the quarterback position of Justin Fields and Brady Cook and Tyrod Taylor?
I'm gonna have to give it D-. The only reason why it's not an F is because there were some games. There were some games that I wouldn't where I felt like they executed the game plan. We're not going over coaches today. That's next week. But I really think Tanner Angstrand put, especially Fields, in a position to succeed early in the season. Like I'll never forget Rodgers talking about unscouted looks. Their unscouted looks versus our unscouted looks. And it'll look like every single unscouted look, that they saw from the Jets was a slam dunk. And then once they started, getting comfortable, then the offense kind of stalled out in the fourth of that game. The Dolphins, I felt like Fields, looked pretty decent. And then I guess there was one other game. And then Tyrod was, very solid against the Falcons. So despite it being complete dog shit, I didn't want to just, do F's all around. So gave him a D-.
Who would have thought that Woody would be more positive than me on the quarterback position? I'm asking the panel, this made-up panel that's behind us, hey, can we go lower than an F? No? All right. Well, it's an F. F-. This was god-awful quarterback play. Brady Cook was an abomination the last handful of weeks of the season. That's our chosen tank commander. And Justin Fields had 4 games this season of fewer than 60 passing yards. That's hard to defend. As much of this Justin Fields truther as Woody likes to paint me as, I couldn't defend that in the middle of the season. Justin Fields was awful. Tyrod Taylor was made of glass. So even when he got in there, he was that. And speaking of made of glass, and then in week 3, he played like ass. I'm a freaking Edgar Allan Poe out here, throwing late passes out to the left corner side on the Tampa Bay game, which a pick 6 completely flips that game. I mean, all of it. Tyrod sucked. Justin sucked. Brady Cook sucked. And Hendon Hooker probably would have sucked if we even saw him. So, yeah, the Jets' quarterback play was abysmal and among the worst quarterback play we've seen in this franchise's history.
Top 10 pick, though. So we good. We good. Balling.
Again,
Number 2 pick.
Top 2 pick, it makes me feel better about it. So.
Yeah, okay. Great. Yes. Zach Wilson on the way.
Thank you.
All right. What's next? Running back.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my higher grades. Give me a B for running back.
Wow.
Obviously the offensive line and the running back position, they are, I'd like to say, in tandem. They didn't really help, or they did help up the QB. The QBs really shot themselves in the foot. More Justin Fields than anybody else. But they opened up lanes. There were quite a few 3rd and 6 that was, an Isaiah Davis, outside run, inside run, just different things that they ran, and he would actually convert those, which goes to show, a positive grade for both units. The running back specifically, though, I mean, to get the first 1,000-yard season, the Jets have had in 10 years with my guy Brees in just 16 games, which, it should be the standard in my opinion. That's, what, we grew up mostly in 16-game seasons. So for him to be able to do that, no problem, even with him struggling for like 5 games, and his yards per carry during those 5 games was looking like Boy Green's GPA, like, he was still able to get that 1,000-yard season. So I'm gonna give it a B. I really like, obviously, Brees was fantastic. Isaiah Davis, I thought he was really good in his role. And Braylon, when he was healthy, he was Braylon.
Yeah, I'm going to go a C-. While the Jets did finish as a top 10 rushing team, they were the 10th of that top 10 list. They just barely cracked it at the back end of the list in terms of rushing yards per game. And Brees Hall did get 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. And then the Jets as a franchise, that was the longest drought in the NFL between 1,000-yard rushers. Again, the running game just wasn't good enough. For the Jets to be what the Jets were supposed to be, this had to have been a top 5 rushing attack, because that was where they were going to butter their bread, and unfortunately that didn't happen on a consistent basis. And sure, Justin Fields had the second most dynamic rushing season a Jets quarterback has ever had in team history. Brees Hall did have over 1,000 yards, but again, it was just an unmitigated disaster. And unfortunately, whether you want to blame the offensive line or Brees or the quarterback play was so bad that they started stacking the box, even though the analytics don't seem to bring truth to that. If you look at the numbers, it's not as if teams just started adding more guys. They were just able to be more successful with the same amount of guys against this rushing offense. It was god-awful. And unfortunately for Braylon, he goes down in week 4 on a special teams. That could be a coaching thing that we talk about next week, of Braylon now being there on a kickoff return. And then he's out for the year, which took a huge wind out of the sail for the Jets of what they're going to have for this running back committee. Yeah, this may be one of the best grades I give the Jets, and it's a C-.
Damn, below average, even though almost no statistic was, they're not below average in any rushing grade, right? That would be 16th or worse. But somehow, some way, you found a way. It's very interesting.
Again, when I brought up mediocre earlier, that seemed to trigger a lot of snowflakes in the audience. When we're talking about that, Brees Hall barely scraping by 1,000 yards. You talked about back in our day, we saw all kinds of wonderful running backs in the 90s of Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and so many greats. And it goes far beyond that in the early 2000s with guys like LaDainian Tomlinson, Steven Jackson, all these guys. Like 1,000 yards was such a cool milestone marker to have. And while Brees, to your point, he didn't play in week 17, so he was able to accomplish it in 16 games, just barely scraping by the 1,000 when he had such a chance. I would have given this such a higher grade if Brees Hall could have just ended the season the same way that he had that fire in the middle of it. He would have had a 12 or 1,300 yard campaign. It could have been the glowing light of what the season was, but then he folded like a cheap suit. and quit on his team in week 18. So for all those reasons, he didn't even get team MVP. He had 1,000 yards, didn't even get team MVP. His teammates didn't even vote for him for team MVP. We give it to a guy who didn't even start the season on the team, got cut in the middle of it. So, like, what's that say?
Damn. I mean, you so happy that this is your squad. All right, here we go. Wide receivers.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Oh, no, I was just saying. Yes. Why not? Tell us whatever you got to say.
Yeah, this is. I wish I could come up with a different letter for how awful the receivers were. This is an F. I mean, awful. The leading receiver on the team is Garrett Wilson with 395 receiving yards. He missed 10 games. Those were the first missed games of his entire career. And he led the team in receiving. That's terrible. This is one of the worst receiving units in the history of football. When you quantify the numbers to where we are in a 17-game season, and I mean, we're playing 1940s football out there. So I feel terrible that Garrett got hurt because he was on pace before getting hurt for a magical season. And again, could have been much better grades if he had someone that could hit the broadside of a barn to get him a football in his general direction. And then all the injuries, right? Mason Taylor goes out, your boy. Breece Hall in the passing game was non-existent for whatever reason. So, I mean, oh God. Yeah. This is Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. What an epic disaster. F.
The reason why I'm laughing is, our guy, the one, the only Chef Kev. I was thinking the same thing. Like, what a horrific combination that Boy Green is bringing to this show right now. AG Truth and like, he's the best. Oh my God, he's gonna bring us into the light. And then like the best player, he's just shitting on for no reason. Literally no reason.
No reason.
Wow.
Okay, why didn't he get team MVP? I was about to call you.
What do you mean? I'm not part of the voting staff. If it was up to me.
If he's this clear star of the team on offense and the clear straw that stirs the drink, then why didn't he get MVP?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't have an answer.
Well, the connecting of dots of one Rich Samini is that he pissed off a lot of teammates because after he got his 1,000 yards in the penultimate game of the season, he immediately taps out. People say it was an injury. Okay, and then he practiced throughout the week for week 18, but because there was nothing to play for, he didn't play in the game, and that apparently angered teammates. And that tracks. I can understand why teammates would be pissed at that. So they're like, who else can we give this to? Oh, Isaiah Williams. And good for Isaiah. It's a really cool story. But like the fact that a guy who didn't even start the team on our team and then was cut very quickly into the season in week 4 and then brought back, he was the MVP over the guy who broke the 1,000-yard drought. I mean, that just seems to say a lot. So appreciate the super chat though, Chef.
A lot of hate in those glasses today. Wide receiver for me, I got it as a D. So we are on a streak of me having better grades, and probably this will make more sense. Or we'll see. When we go over the coaching, because it seems like a lot of blame going to the players right now. I thought AD had one of his best games of his entire career against the Falcons. Showed me something, and made me, kind of excited that he's under contract next year. And this is somebody who, I'm almost certainly the only person on the planet that wanted Garrett Wilson to come back when he was healthy. Because I mean, he's healthy. Boy Green just blasted Breece Hall for not playing, while healthy. We don't know what was going on, but yeah, I wanted to see Garrett because I wanted to see them on the field at the same time, Garrett and AD. Oh, yeah.
Did you just say? Let me just make sure you said what I think you said. So did you just call out Garrett Wilson for not coming back to the game?
I did not call him out. I said I would have liked to see him play, and I don't think it's outlandish. I'm saying I don't think it's outlandish for him to play because he was healthy. But that's what I'm saying. He was healthy, and he could have played. I would have liked to see him play. I'm not using it as a criticism. You trying to.
It certainly feels that way.
No, only because you want to know why it feels that way? Because you put Breece Hall on the cross for a very similar thing. I'm not doing that. I'm
Similar?
not blaming. I'm
Oh,
not blaming either one of them. Why would any of them want to
You
play?
don't think Garrett Wilson really got hurt in the middle of the year?
The season?
You think
the
it was a
season
fake
done.
injury?
Yeah, but I'm saying he was healthy at the end of the season. They shut him down.
Based on who? He didn't even practice. What are you talking about?
The prognosis was like 4 weeks. It was like 4 to 6 weeks. So you said what? He got re-injured? No, they were healthy. All these guys were healthy. They just tanking. They tanking, but for some reason, you only got those eyes, focused on Brees because you're a Brees hater. You've been a Brees hater.
So you're saying that Garrett tapped the side of his helmet?
What?
You're saying that indirectly Garrett Wilson tapped the side of his helmet and didn't go back.
No, that's not.
It was his choice.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
It seems like that's what you're saying because that's what I accused.
I'm telling you what I'm saying, but
I accuse Brees of it, and you're saying, "Well, your eyes only do this." Well, okay, expand my eyes. Should I take off my glasses? Do you have some context?
Maybe you should.
For Garrett, because Garrett was legit. Garrett was more legitimately hurt than Brees was. He had an actual thing that he was out for. He had to be placed on IR. Brees was never placed on IR. What are we talking about here? How are these two things the same? They're nowhere near the same thing.
I'm saying that if Week 18 was an important game, they both could have played. They didn't play, and there's no harm. I wouldn't have played. If Brees was my son, I'd be like, yo, sit back, don't get injured, and let's collect some money. I would have said that exact thing to Brees. Garrett, everybody wanted him bubble wrap for next year, blah, blah, blah. So all I'm saying is I would have loved to see Wilson and AD on the field at the same time. I think it would have been great. But he didn't, they kept him in bubble wrap, and that's all good. Like I said, I got nothing but love and respect for all the names that we saying. I'm gonna give it a D. Like I said, AD had a career game. Garrett was actually on pace to have a really, really nice season. So because Josh Reynolds was ass, am I gonna be like, damn, like that's an AG issue to me. Like, you're like, what? Why is Josh Reynolds wide receiver 2? Why is Tyler Johnson? Like, why are they in a position? Why are they in this position? But for the guy, AD, he played his heart out. John Mechie played his heart out.
Maybe I'm going to understand this, to your point, when I see the coaching thing next week and you explain it to me, and maybe then I'm going to be like, oh, I understand your player grades. But I don't understand how we can't criticize like Josh Reynolds, right? So Josh Reynolds was terrible. He dropped passes. He didn't do anything.
Just like last year.
Well, okay. But like, how can we not? Okay. But he gets signed to the team. He's part of the wide receivers. You're asking me to grade the wide receivers. He was one of the wide receivers I unfortunately had the displeasure of watching. And I have to grade what I watch. He stunk. And you're like, well, that's an AG thing. Well, what else am I supposed to pretend? Well, he shouldn't have been in that position. He was in that position. So I must grade it based on the receivers that played the game. And he stunk. I don't get how, like, you're like being this coddling uncle over there going, Josh, I don't know why the Jets put you there. You're a wide receiver 4. You shouldn't have been a wide receiver 2. Well, tough shit. He was a wide receiver 2, and he had to figure it out. And not even a passing mention of your boy Alan Lazard in your entire diatribe at the wide receiver position. Fascinating. Well, by the way, why did he end up on a playoff team? Why did he end up on a playoff team, right? We said, ooh, Alan Lazard's positioning for a playoff team. Is he still begging for loose change outside my house? I should drop the quarter in there.
He's never been outside your house, Boy Green.
Thank God.
Yeah. All right. Well, tight end. You mentioned Mason Taylor in your little receiver thing, so I don't know if you grouped them together.
I didn't. No.
Okay, so let's hear it.
Yeah, again, this is a C- here, and the only reason for C- is that Mason Taylor, before getting hurt, and even if you factor in the injury here, he's still going to rank among the best rookie tight ends of all time in receptions. He was 5 away from setting the record himself, so that means he finishes 2nd or 3rd. I don't have the numbers in front of me anymore. So 2nd or 3rd in all-time rookie receptions. So great, young upside. And again, we got a wonderful update yesterday. I don't think I got to say this on any show anywhere, so we'll say it here. Darren Muji did a one-on-one interview with Jet senior reporter Eric Allen on their team website, and Muji brought it up of his own volition that the neck issue that Mason Taylor was dealing with, and sort of gave me the heebie-jeebies, like, oh my God, is this something much more serious? To your point, was it just a tanking thing? did they just hold him out for tanking? But when it's a neck, that's always, to me, very serious. And the way AG said it, like, oh, he's got a good chance of returning. Just kidding. He doesn't. Like, oh, geez, did something bad happen? Did a setback occur? And according to Muji, he's going to be they've got no issues with his long-term health, nor of that of Garrett. But the Mason one really scared the stuff out of me with the neck. And thankfully, it sounds like he's going to make a full recovery from whatever he was dealing with. So long story short, I got to give a lot of props to Jeremy Ruckert. His Jets career was certainly on the line, and quite frankly, his NFL career was on the line. If he played the way that he had been playing some of these previous years, maybe he would have been like a tight end 4 or something on someone's 90-man roster in a random training camp next year to fight for his life. But he just did a wonderful job of accepting his role and learning a little bit of fullback. He did some of that with Tony Richardson in cross training last year during the off season, and he earned himself an extension. Jeremy Ruckert's a diehard Jets fan, so him and his family get to champion this. So he had a really nice year. He set career highs in catches, yards, everything else. So I'm happy for Jeremy. Again, it's somewhat rearranging deck chairs in the Titanic when you're like, tight end 2, cha-ching, locked. You're like, well, okay. And quite frankly, with the contract they gave him, if they find another tight end, I don't know if it's going to be a draft thing or free agency thing, and they think they can improve, you could sign a new guy, and Jeremy Ruckert goes from tight end 2 to tight end 3, and the money is inconsequential. So good for Ruckert. And like I said, Mason Taylor was having a really solid year for rookie tight ends in the National Football League and versus Jets franchise history. So I'll give it a C-.
Oh my God. So tight ends. I gave this one a C. Felt like they were pretty average. I wasn't surprised to see anything that I saw from Ruckert. I was expecting to see more out of Mason. Obviously, then I guess with rookies, there are ups and downs. So that's kind of what I saw. It was ups and downs. There were a couple of games where I was like, damn, like this guy could be a foundation of the pass game, and he led the team in reception, but that's really more of how bad the team was than giving Mason props. So I was expecting second round tight end. I was expecting more out of him, and we kind of saw there were so many of his peers that really exploded this season as rookie tight ends. Colston Loveland just had like 12 catches in a playoff game. Tyler Warden was fantastic. He definitely broke rookie records. I'm not going to say which ones because I don't know them off the top of my head, but he definitely had a fantastic rookie season. Then there was like random dudes like Oronde Gadsden, who,
Syracuse.
but he was fantastic with Justin Herbert.
Here's another one. I don't know if you're going to remember this, but our pop, this was in his mock draft. He's going to drop a
Harold Fenton Jr.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. He was actually looking like the best of the bunch the first like 6 weeks. And then with Shador again, Shador was feeding him. So there was, Terrence Ferguson. Did Mason Taylor even assert himself to be the top 5 tight end in his own draft class? Like, I'm gonna have to say nah. And
I'd have to see the numbers. I'm not sure.
I would not. He's definitely not above Loveland, Warren, or Fannin. Like, definitely not.
For sure, I agree.
And I would say Gatson definitely had more TDs. There was a couple games where Gatson had multiple in a game, and I think Taylor only finished with like 1.
He did have 1. Yep, that's it.
Just
nope,
one.
just one.
Oh, Breeze threw it. But anyway, so that's a C. I was disappointed with Mason, but we'll see what happens next year. Which I guess we got O-line and then overall. So O-line, I'll make it real quick.
Sure.
Just like the running backs, it was a B. Armand Membu really, I would say took the reign here and established himself as the best O-lineman we have. I hope that it's not like a beginner's luck type thing, because that's kind of what happened with Mekhi Becton. Like, he was like grading out crazy, and then we never saw a season like that again. Obviously his was a lot injury related, but even when he was healthy playing, he wasn't ever at the level that he was his rookie year. Olu, we're gonna see, we're gonna develop. But the fact that they're so young, I'm giving them a pass. The fact that they stayed the same 17 or the same 17 games, that I think is an accomplishment. I think that's actually, that's not something that is done often, obviously, especially in Jets history. So I'm gonna pat them on the back there. And I think they were decent. A lot of times they gave their QB time, but Fields is out here needing 8 seconds in the pocket. And a lot of times they created, some holes for the guys. So I'm gonna give it a B, tied for my highest grade on the offense.
Yeah, I guess this is where I will usurp your highest grade here, and it's a B plus. And they're definitely not perfect. You brought this up a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Some of the offensive line stats you look up are ugly. Sacks allowed, but again, then we start getting into the debate of who do we blame, or the Kanye West blame game song. Who we blaming? Are we blaming the quarterbacks? Are we blaming the offensive line? Is it as is anything in life a little bit of both, a little bit of A, a little bit of B, maybe? The 5 offensive linemen starting every game of this season, they're the only team in the NFL that did that this season. They're the first team in the last 14 years for the New York Jets to do it. The last time that happened was 2012. And I give Steve Hyden a lot of credit. Right before the year, they got a devastating, crippling blow right to the chops. Elijah Tucker blew out his tricep. His other one, not the same one, his other one apparently. And he was out for the year. And Steve Hyden had to call an audible at the line of scrimmage. Hey, brand new offensive line coach, figure it out, buddy. What are you going to do? And days before the season, Joe Tippmann guard, Josh Myers center. Josh Myers lost the center competition to Tippmann. They rearranged the deck, and the 5 were there the entire season, and no one else did that. So the health factor you got to give, the Hyden coaching of being able to make those alterations, and then that the line was good enough to last the entire season. Again, definitely not perfect. I love everything you said about Armand Membu, so I'll sort of just champion a lot of what you said. And the first pick has the chance to set the tone for a regime. And while everyone at the beginning of the show wants to put a bunch of these members of the regime's heads on a pike led by AG, the fact of the matter is Armand Membu was their first selection. Mekhi Becton was the first selection of the previous regime, and how that flamed out had massive ripple effects on the rest of the roster construction for the Jets, because if that had worked, what else could have happened? And we'll never know that. So to flip it to this side of Armand Membu being spectacular, we'll see if he can build upon it, but he got raving grades from all the different media outlets out the universe. Makes you feel really good about what he can bring. Obviously, there's going to be things to decide in the offseason, but that's not what this report card grade system is. We'll do that on another episode looking forward. So, yeah, B+. I really – Olu Muiwa had a lot of highs and lows this season. He had some really bad games. He had some really good games. So, it's sort of a mixed bag there for him. And unfortunately, John Simpson had a rough year after what he did when I say last year, I don't mean the season that just wrapped up 2 weeks ago. I mean the season before. He burst on the scene. We're like, holy crap, look, we found this rock unbelievably. And, it was tough. So I give a lot of credit to Tippmann, by the way, for his flexibility on the line. He looked really good at right guard, too. So B+.
Yeah, I mean, Tippmann, great blocker. It's snapping that, So we'll see what the future of that is if now he's a guard. Overall, that's the last one. Overall, I'm just gonna say, and this might not make sense because damn, what are you talking about? You never, you had a D's and B's and all this stuff, but the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And when you put all these parts together, it was half. Come on now. Come on now. What are you talking about? It was terrible. It was literally so painful to watch for so many weeks. And even the Browns game, I feel like that's the best game that represents this season to me, is because the offense stunk that game. It was awful. But we all, the Jets won because of 2 special teams touchdowns. The special teams I don't think any of us can say enough positive things about. Like, it was historic. They said third or fourth best special teams of all time. Like, it actually was a snub to snub our guys from that All Pro listing for the special teams, because what they did was spectacular. But the offense, it was putrid, pretty much. Even in the wins, it was a special teams, carried effort. So there are too many stats to name, but I think the one that I hate the most is that for, I want to say, the 4th of 5 years, or either the 5th of 6 years, we don't even have a QB that threw for 10 touchdowns. And that's, you look around the league and it'll show you how embarrassing of a stat that is.
There's unfortunately a lot of embarrassing stats with the Jets offense this year. And yes, I won't try to go to the math of explaining how your report card grades end up in an F. That's above my pay grade. I will go to a D minus. I will go the highest grade I can above an F because of all the wonderful things I said about the offensive line. It'd be hard to follow that up with an F because that should give promise for signs of the future. And Tanner Engstrand, who, again, we'll get into coaching next week, but just like his influence on the offense, it's hard to judge with the talent level of what he had, of whether he's any good. And it seems like the Jets are going to keep him. So, again, that'll be a conversation for next week. But, yeah, Breece Hall, if you just sort of encapsulate everything, which is what an overall, I guess, should be, Breece Hall gets 1,000 yards. Which is fine. Offensive line, Mason Taylor's nice rookie season. Yeah, D minus.
Fair enough. Fortunately, Mike Tomlin is not coming here to save us, even though he totally would. One thing I did,
real quick, you think he would?
Yes. Why do you think I'm wasting my time saying this?
No, like he would. No. Let me rephrase. That could be misinterpreted. I don't mean he would, like he arrives here and he would fix it. I mean, would he pick the Jets among all these 1,000 teams that are looking? Would he seriously consider the Jets? I spoke to DT about this. Dylan Terman, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, and he agreed. Wait. You spoke with him where?
On Take Flight Talk, the YouTube channel. Well, you can also email Boy Green if you want. But Take Flight Talk.
Oh, I see.
Yes. You get my live reactions. You get this wonderful show. And you get our flagship show, Take Flight Talk. We might be coming out with something, a little bit of friendship, Friendship Friday. Okay, we might be having a good old time. So last Friday, I spoke to my guy DT, and he wasn't. That's like I was like, bottom. Like I don't understand why that mentality of the Jets. Why would he want to come to the Jets? It's like, why wouldn't he want to come to the Jets with top 3 cap space, 5 picks in 2 years?
Yeah,
you are in an actual brilliant spot to finally get a franchise QB. Like that's what has been hindering him is picking in the 20s every year. Now you got a number 2 overall pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nangi Boko says we should, we're talking about an offense defense. We should work a Friendship Friday special teams episode, for God's sakes, to talk about some of the positives. Yes, I agree.
We totally should. Because that's literally the only bright spot for real. But yeah, I think it is. I would literally say it's like the 3rd best opening behind the Ravens. Obviously, you want to coach Lamar, and the Giants. Which I feel like the Giants have so many pieces, but they don't have a coach to put them together. They got Dart.
They're missing the glue. Yeah.
Yeah, Dart, Neighbors, Scat. They have a decent O-line. Their D-line is stacked.
I'd push back on the decent O-line, but
all pro.
Andrew Thomas is awesome, but like that's not. There's 5 guys that have to be.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, I mean, that's more all pro than we got. But all pro, Andrew Thomas, Jermaine Illuminor, their tackles are solid.
I wanted a free agent.
What?
Illuminor's a free agent this
He's
year.
like, oh, you're free agent now. Oh, damn, well that stinks. But yeah, I mean the interior. They drafted that center, but I don't think they liked him. John
Michael Schmitz. Yeah, he's been terrible.
Schmidt, but their D line is stacked, which is what I was gonna say. So like, yeah, they have a lot of pieces. Just they got ninnies they want to put together. So I would say the Ravens, the Giants, and then the Jets. Like, you're not telling me the Titans are better or the
They got Cam Ward at least.
okay, like they got to do. And who do they even like Cam Ward? Right, that's just, that I feel like that's almost a turnoff when you have a Cam Ward in there or like Michael Penix. Like, it's like, damn, like maybe I don't want Michael Penix. Like, but are you gonna make me? Is it a Dolphins Flores situation where you're gonna make me work with Tua? Like, you're gonna make me work with Penix? You're gonna make me work with Cam Ward? All that type of stuff. Like. So I really think we're like number 3. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Again, I think there are a lot. If we were to turn the positivity, which is Woody's calling card, if we were to sort of embrace that and look at openings, the Jets do have a ton of draft capital. You mentioned the 5 first-round picks over 2 years, $300 million in cap space combined over the next 2 years. If he has a affinity for imprinting the team and, hey, this is mine. I get to do this. I get to do this. There's all kinds of the budget is large for what I'm able to do. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of intrigue there for a lot of the jobs. I'd agree. Yeah, I think Giants is really good. I don't think enough people are saying that. I think the Giants job is super attractive. And normally, although this has not been true the last couple of years with a whirlwind of Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, Joe Judge. Like, it's been a disaster for head coaches and commitment, but their ownership group has normally been really solid. Again, Lamar Jackson, come on, like to have a 2-time NFL MVP, that's got to be super attractive. And then Pittsburgh, I don't know that quarterback situation where that sort of stands, and they've got an aging roster. And does someone come in there and try to make another run or blow it all up? So,
I think their offense sucks. Like
and their key pieces, right? You have to make big boy decisions. Cam Hayward, what the hell are you doing with him? TJ Watt, what the hell are you doing with him? Like, they just don't seem to fit with the other. And DK Metcalf, you just gave the largest contract in Steelers history too. So like, there's just a lot of pieces. I don't know how that puzzle goes together. So that job is interesting. I'm higher, I guess, on the Falcons. I love Bijan Robinson and Drake London. Those are 2 pillar pieces. Kyle Pitts is a free agent, so you have to figure that out. He was a second-team All-Pro this year at tight end, but man, they've got. And I love the stadium is phenomenal. The city's great. The division sucks, so that's a. Man, Falcons job is really attractive to me. But yeah, like I said, there's a debate to be had though for the attractiveness of these jobs. And yes, I did just see that Philly. I saw that Nagy Boko about Philly. They fired Kevin Patullo, so a lot of shakeups around the National Football League.
A lot of shakeups. That's somebody who this is what I mean. Well, like, you're like, oh, every coach that gets fired, like, ain't nobody gonna be like, yo, we should pick up Patullo. Like, no one's saying.
I hope not. Yeah,
but Tomlin, he is a floor raiser. Harbaugh is a floor raiser. Even McCarthy, a floor raiser. Which right now our floor couldn't be lower. And I'm in pain. I'm in pain, Boy Green.
Well, let's circle back to your Tomlin thing, because this is something we were asked about earlier in the show. And like I said, there was conflicting reports. This feels like a much stronger report, so we'll roll to on Tomlin. What happened? Did he get fired? Did they part ways? Did he step away? What does that mean contractually? According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz, Tomlin was not fired. He voluntarily left the organization. Steelers will retain his rights. And this is Schultz's opinion here, he would be in ultra high demand if he wants to coach beyond this. There's a belief in league circles that he wants to go into media for a year, which Tomlin is so funny and witty and all those other things. And I think he could show that even more beyond being an NFL head coach. So I think that'd be interesting to see where he lands. Fox had Sean Payton. That'd be a natural fit. We'll see if that's where he goes. But long story short, they could trade him down the road. And George Schultz mentioned Sean Payton. Sean Payton took time off, and then his rights were then traded to Denver, which again included a package for over first-round pick. So if you're a Jets fan, here we go. Woody, here's something positive, right? If you want to burn AG's ass at the stake, and it seems very unlikely that he's going to get fired, let's go in pieces. You think, despite the fact you want it to happen, you don't think AG's getting fired before the year? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so with that reality setting in, if Tomlin does his year off in reality television, that would be a crazy plot twist. If he goes to media to do TV, I imagine he's gone for a year and he comes back. And if the Jets suck with AG, they're going to fire him, and also the Jets will be looking for a thing.
Well, how do I know that? How do I know that they don't? They suck again, and then Woody's still giving him hugs. You're still drinking the Kool-Aid, got the pom-poms, and you're just like, no. The vision actually takes 4 years. Sorry, let's wait another 2. They got 3 picks in this first round, so I believe. Oh my God, another second overall pick. Like, how many of those have we had?
There's no way. If AG has a record that would put him at the second overall pick in a second consecutive year, I don't think he survives. I think AG, again, I don't know if it's 10, 11 wins. I don't know if it's 9 or 8. I don't know if it's 7 or 6. I don't know if it's 5 or 4. I don't know what it is, but I feel like really in my head, if AG gets anything 5 wins or fewer, I think he's gone. And it's hard to say those
want, or is that what you think? Is that what about you and your
heart? It's
not
about what I want, because I don't know who the quarterback is, so I can't possibly prognosticate how successful he is or won't be. I'm just saying from what I think.
I'm saying like, is there a number for you? Forget about quarterback. I'm saying the New York Jets next year win 5 games. Does the quarterback matter? Is that like, he didn't have another quarterback again?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I believe AG has to be like in the 7-win ballpark. I think he has to be 7 and 10. And again, we don't know who the quarterback is, so it's an impossible thing to prognosticate. But just me sitting right here with the information we have on January 13th, I think AG's got to win like 7 games, and it's got to be an intangible thing that I can't point to. Something that you just see. Oh, clearly AG has figured it out. Oh, wow, Tanner is cooking on offense. Wow, whoever the defensive coordinator hire was, that fixed it immediately. It looks great. But they just didn't win games enough to get into the playoffs, because 7-10 obviously won't be enough unless we're playing the NFC South. So, yes, that's what I would say. I think he's got to win like 7+ games. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like you said, I think the more important part is the intangible that you just said, actually, of like you're seeing something, clear in terms of progress. But yeah, so unfortunately we are doomed. Like Michael Scott, he comes out, he's like, "Yep, all right, we are screwed," and that is exactly how I feel. I saw somebody in here say something about Mike McCarthy, who, I will not lie, I have not said positive things about Mike McCarthy any year before 2025. Like literally not. We talk about how they hired Gase over him. I didn't really care about that actually at the time. But now you look back, you get older, you get wiser. This is somebody who won 12 games for the Cowboys 3 years in a row. Has gotten a lot out of obviously Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott. So again, that is somebody who is like light years better than Aaron Glenn. So that's why I threw him in the names of the other guys that are clearly light years better. And there are other guys who, like Kevin Stefanski, is probably considered, light years better. I just personally, he would raise the floor, but I feel like he actually had a lot in Cleveland and he failed.
We're on the same page there, old Woodster.
Say again?
We're on the same. I think so many people are drilling over Kevin Stefanski, and I'm like, whoa, guys, he won 8 games in the last 2 years, and they go, but he was attached to Sean Watson, and I'm like, do you think he had nothing to do with that? We just wash his hands of that up? Yeah, he got. Oh man, he was handcuffed in the back of the room, and we said, you're getting Deshaun Watson, and you're gonna like it. There's no way he wasn't a part of that leadership group, that leadership council of making that decision and it not working. So I think, you have to when things go wrong, especially at a head coach, you have to have some blood on your hands there. So for sure.
But I mean, he had us thinking that Baker Mayfield was trash. Like that was
Exactly
that was
right, and shipping him
yeah,
off for beans, 100% right.
Yeah.
The entire picture. No. I agree. Yes. And two things here, because I see Bosco said two things. That one is the first one I want to get to, but first off, guys, our schedule looks rough next season. I would say this: we've got free agency draft and all kinds, and obviously look at the head coaching cycle. For God's sakes, it may look difficult potentially for people that have taken a sneak peek at opponents. I wouldn't really put a ton of stock into that because we don't know.
Agreed.
Quarterbacks are going to switch, all that stuff. We don't even know who our own quarterback is. So, like, I don't know. I think there's too much, and Woody, feel free to jump in here. I think there's too much unknown to make any kinds of definitive takes on opponents in 2026.
No, I completely agree. That's low key one of my bigger pet peeves. Because like teams go from worst to first all the time.
Of course.
Like, the Bears just did that.
Yeah.
So we look last year and we're like, oh, we played the Bears like barbecue chicken. But now, we're like, oh God, we playing the Bears. Like teams go worst to first every single year. We have no idea. Like you said, with all the coach openings, we don't even know what the league is going to look like.
Definitely not. Second one for Bosco. The only person controlling the heat of the hot seat is Woody, which is another good point, right? So, so it's interesting, right? So like a lot of people said, we're waiting on Black Monday. Like, oh man, is AG going to get canned or not? And a lot of people told us he wouldn't, but we didn't know. And then the Jets didn't put out a statement on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, didn't put out a statement. And Rich Samini explained on his podcast that the reason Woody didn't put out a statement is he didn't think like by putting out a statement that would indicate that he was in jeopardy. Like to say after year one of a 5-year deal going, hey, guys, Woody's safe. You're like, wait, he was in question? While a lot of fans thought it was in question, you'd be screaming to the universe like, hey, buddy. Even if he's really doing that behind the scenes. So the genesis, Bosco, of what you're saying is true. It's up to Woody's interpretation of whether the seat's hot. Anyone could get fired at any time. I mean, so if Woody, wakes up wrong, someone can poor Robert Saleh. Sorry, buddy. Although things look great for him now, they're in the playoff picture. Wanted to work that in. So 100%. Like the seat is of the heat of Woody's preference, which I imagine, and probably his Lexus. He probably has the seat warmer on there, so he has that option when things get cold. One random plug I want to do, Woody, and you feel free to do plugs for Take Flight Talk. We debuted something brand new this morning on Boy Green Daily, and it crosses over with everything we do. Boy Green meets Woody and everything. We've introduced a new YouTube membership level. So we still have the Boy Green Coffee Club at $2.99, but now welcome. Whoops. All those one and done coaches. I'm so sorry.
And all those teams have been to the playoffs since. Just letting y'all know.
Oh, that's good. Sorry. We've got now the Boy Green Coffee Club and now the Boy Green Espresso Club. And basically what it all is me, and actually I'm glad that Woody's here for this because I explained this on the morning show, but I want to re-explain it here. We had a few callers sort of resonate with this. There was an intimacy to the tailgate, which was super cool, of meeting people that were in the virtual boxes. And we had that amazing time at the tailgate with food, drinks. The night before we had the, restaurant takeover with Chef Kevin Gilbert. And so what I want to do is, again, the Boy Green Coffee Club, if you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member, everything's the same. You don't have to do anything. It's $2.99 a month, and God bless you. Thank you for everything. Loyalty badges, emojis, early access to videos, member shout-out, priority replies, nothing at all changed for the Boy Green Coffee Club. But the Boy Green Espresso Club, which is double the price, it's $2.99 to $5.99. We're going to do more members-only content and try to recreate that spark we had at the tailgate where we just get to do stuff together. It's only us. No one else can watch it. Those videos won't be public. They won't even be open to the coffee club. It's only to the espresso club. So essentially what I'm going to try to recreate is us all sitting at the tailgate. And once a month, we're going to do members only live streams where we talk about podcast career advice. We could talk about Jets. We could talk about your lives. We could talk about anything and everything. And we had like 10 new members immediately join this morning when we debuted it, which I'm very humbled by. So members only shorts, members only live streams, and we'll do all the connecting on social media as well, following on Twitter and Instagram. And again, it's just cool to get to know people to another level. And that was a different level for a tailgate, Woody. So it just sort of inspired something in me. I've been thinking about it for a while, and it got a great response this morning. So folks, if you're watching on YouTube, You can hit the money sign and join the Boy Green Coffee Club or Espresso Club, or upgrade. That's in the top right-hand corner. If you're a coffee club member right now, you can just hit the upgrade button to join in to the Espresso Club. So that's going to be pretty cool. So it was all inspired by our wonderful tailgate, Woody, which is cool.
Hey, espresso. But you gotta get Sabrina Carpenter. I'm talking about the thing, a little bit of her hit. That's absolutely amazing. Like you said, what you're doing is building community, right? We saw it come to life at the tailgate, and now for $5.99, you can see it come to life a lot more often. So that's fantastic. I got 3 questions because one was directed to me, one cracked me up, and then CBW just asked another one. Okay. So I'll actually answer CBW first. I'm actually not a coffee drinker. Believe it or not. Yeah. I've tried it multiple times. I'm just not. I'm not with it.
Yeah, which is weird as well. I probably shouldn't admit this. It's probably so good for the brand, but I've never had a sip of coffee in my life. So hot coffee, cold coffee, any kinds of coffee, yet my entire brand is coffee. So it's sort of weird. But eventually when I probably partner with some coffee brand out there in the universe, which is a natural partnership in the future, we'll talk about that. And maybe I'll try it for first time on air or something. But like the thought of it, it doesn't do anything for me. And Yo Home says, what about the Instant Coffee Club, which is on our t-shirts and mugs? That could be a third level in the future if I think it's something worth it. I don't like just charging people random stuff for no reason. I think if there's something like this is a bizarre comparison to make. I don't know if you ever saw that. So Wudi, are you a fan of the movie Elf?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be weird, but like, long story short, so Elf is this raging success with Will Ferrell, and the movie producers come back to him and say, Elf 2, baby, here's $1 billion. And he's like, Elf 2? Like, what's the script? What more is there to do with Elf? And he said they gave him the plan, and in his head, he went like, this is, with all due respect, like, this is shit. But if I did it, it would solely be a money grab. Like, I would have only done it for the $1 billion they offered. But he chose not to do it because the integrity and everything. So again, sort of making that wild comparison, because I've seen that a few times recently. To bring it to this, I wouldn't just make it into a coffee club and charge people like $1 kajillion a month, and then people would do it maybe to support me. But if I didn't feel good about it, I wouldn't do it. So I love the Espresso Club because I love the idea of it and being able to do more of these sort of like, even though we're all in different parts of the world, that we can all come together once a month and have these conversations and chats as a community. So I find that really cool. So if something hits me in the future where it would make sense for an instant coffee club, that'd be something I'd be open to. So for sure. So go ahead, Woody. And what was the other comments you said you want me to highlight?
My guy James Walsh. This is what annoys me to no end, is that the Jets go from worst to horrific. Watching the other teams go from worst to first, like the Pats, just watching all these other teams, like even the Jags have had so many number 1 picks in the last like 6 years. Like and now they seem to do well. Like, we got people out here hyping them up, in the post game interview, everything. So yes, that definitely is true. And then the last one was keep it simple. RC wanted to know who is quarterbacking the Jets. What is my prediction?
Ooh, okay.
Prediction. Yeah, that's a tough word. Because clearly I don't think like Aaron Glenn, because I am not an idiot. So I have to think about, if I was like dumb like Aaron Glenn, what would I be doing? I really don't think he would like choose a Malik Willis. I really don't, because that's that would really be doing the same thing.
That's true.
As Justin Fields, like, and maybe he's that dumb. Yeah, if he does that, then you already know. You don't even have to hear from me. You're like, oh, this dude is dumb. But I would like to think that he's gonna do some other thing. So that could be. And I would not do this, but that could be Dante Moore, like because low key, obviously he didn't have a great game against Indiana, but like they were injured, like it was not as clear as, like, it's not like both teams were at their best, and like one just crumbled. And that stuff matters. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, winners like show up, no matter what. But like that's actually not true, right? Like that's why Tom Brady's like not undefeated. Patrick Mahomes is not undefeated in playoff competition. So I think Dante Moore is actually a pretty high likelihood of a guy that, we draft him number 2. I feel like the fan base is just because he was drafted second overall is going to give you that grace, that time. He wants time, right? Where, if it doesn't go well season 1, maybe, you go on a run at the end of the season and now you finagled your way into 2027. So given what he needs and his level of intelligence, that's probably going to be the guess that I go with is Dante Moore.
I think you think if he takes Dante Moore starting week 1?
I do. You already know how I feel about that.
Right. You didn't ask me for my prediction. Keep it simple, RC. But I'll say Kyler Murray, and I believe
Is that your prediction, or is that what you want?
That's not what I'm back and forth on it, to be honest, because the things I don't know are the troubling things I can't control. Like, as much as I appreciate fellow people who are also closer to the Earth's surface, and Kyler Murray's a short guy, which is nice. There's a lot of extracurricular activity people accuse him of that I don't know whether it's true or false. So the Jets got to make sure they do their homework on leadership stuff, questions, the video game stuff, and all the other stuff. What's real, what's not? What matters, what doesn't? Lamar apparently plays video games. Yeah, win 2 MVPs. Keep playing video games, buddy. Enjoy the controller. Pass the sticks. He's good. But that's the thing. So no, like Kyler, I think, to your point, again, on the moronic idiot scale, Kyler puts up numbers, and numbers are, like, get someone in here who could put up numbers and try to win games. Kyler would probably be up there on that list of guys that are going to be available this offseason. So no, it's not prediction like, here's what I want to happen. What I think is going to happen at this moment in time, Benjamin Albright keeps screaming in my ear that Kyler Murray to the Jets is real. And I'm like, all right. And he knows his shit. So that's at this moment on January 13th, that's going to be my prediction is week 1, the starting quarterback is Kyler Murray. But I think they could still draft Dante Moore and he could develop behind the scenes. So I think it can be both.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyler would actually be a good decision, which is why I didn't even mention him when I was talking about AD.
Yeah,
because Kyler,
yeah.
And I know I keep using this term, and you guys, I don't know if y'all teasing me or agree in the comment. I've been using this term a lot, but like a floor raiser, like he's a floor raiser.
Sure.
There's just nothing else you can say about it. So I would say that that's a great move, and they already got people. Garrett could be his, whatever year that was, DeAndre.
Ooh.
There are some guys. So
I just hope he's not as Marvin Harrison Jr. because he ignored the shit out of Marvin Harrison Jr. So I hope not. It might be an Ohio State thing. That might worry me a little bit.
Yeah. Damn. Well, AD. No.
Hey, Mitchell. Hey, by the way, real quick, because Mad Mertz, I know a lot of people ask this. Whoa. More decision. What's happening? That's tomorrow. So again, he could announce it right now. I mean, he doesn't have to wait to the deadline. He could turn in his essay whenever he'd like. It's up to him. I don't know why wait till tomorrow. What's going to change from today to tomorrow? I have no idea. But yes, so tomorrow's the day. And I've tried to look this up a million times. Like the trade deadline was like this random day at 4:00. I have not found the time. So folks, I guess we're just on the edge of our seat all day waiting for that. Because I've tried to look up a time. I haven't found one. So, but the day is tomorrow. Tomorrow, the 14th is when he has to declare by.
And shout out Boss Girl. Take Flight Talk now. Now we switch channels. I appreciate showing my channel some love. Kyler, he definitely gets injured. I mean, I would say every mobile QB that's not named Josh Allen for something. My God, did you see that playoff game? This dude is bionic. Like, his knee bent the other way, and he was just like, all right, and then finished the whole game. Anyway, every other mobile QB gets hurt. like a lot. Like Lamar just missed, a whole bunch of games with injury. Fields has never played a full game. That's why I try to, warn you guys about this season. So Kyler, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a risk that he is going to get hurt, and he's like the smallest of the bunch. But what I will say there is that this line is probably the best line that he's played with, like in his life, or in his career. Sorry.
Oh, sure, yeah.
The Cardinals, they did a horrific job building an offensive line around him, and I think that's why his rushing stats are so high, because he's actually like a preferred passer. Like he has great arm talent. That's why he was drafted first round in the MLB, because his arm talent is incredible. But when you don't have a good O-line, now you out here scrambling. So behind this O-line, that's what I'm saying. I feel like so many things that Aaron Glenn was yapping about Justin Fields, like Kyler Murray is actually that person.
There you go. Mad Mert saying, got up at 4 a.m. this morning to listen to Boy Green Daily. So a bit fuzzy. Yeah, over in that West Coast time slot. Absolutely no worries about it. Again, that's what the comment section's for you guys to ask your questions, for us to answer it. So terrific. Wudi, fun show. We got 500 people in the room. You want to give another plug to everything you've got cooking, baby?
Yeah, I mean, Take Flight Talk. Like I said, it's my live reactions to things when they happen. This show, which is a whole lot of fun. This is, my favorite thing to do in the afternoon is yell at this guy. And if you were watching this whole time, it was definitely a whole lot of yelling. I love how Boss Girl put it last week. We vehemently disagree, but still have the love and respect for one another to, to talk to each other with respect. And then the flagship show, me, Abby, and Michael K. My man's, he was actually just at the Bears game, so an electric. He lived in Chicago, healing from his ACL injury, and a couple of his family members. Like they're like a Bears Jets household. That's a long story, but he went there, and obviously, game of a lifetime to be at. So he always breaks down the X's and O's. He's an active college running back, and then Abby always brings the heat, always brings the fire. She's been covering the Jets for over a decade now, and together we make things happen. And of course, this Friendship Friday thing. I don't know. All I gotta say is that I spoke to DT Dylan Terman last Friday. I don't know if something's gonna happen this Friday. Stay tuned.
There you go. Friendship Friday. Oh, it's beautiful. TFT, baby. Let's friggin' go. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here on the episode. We'll be back on Thursday. Boy Green meets Woody's every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock. I'm Boy Green. That's Woody. And I'll be back tomorrow morning for an episode of Boy Green Daily. And again, looming Dante Moore decision. It should come at some point, either late tonight at any point or tomorrow. He's a West Coast guy, so with Oregon out there. So we will see. Woody, a lot of, let's say, fun was had. So yeah, fun was had in between all this. So sure, yeah, in the middle of all our losing and recapping losing, there was some fun. There's some chatter. There's some things that occurred here. So hopefully people enjoyed it.
Definitely fun, and we got more to have later in the week.
We'll see y'all then. Peace.